So, welcome to this mindfulness practice. What we're going to practice this morning is a really relaxing and nourishing, hopefully nourishing body scan. So, just start before we close down our eyes, okay, just by getting comfortable. Okay, so if you need anything else, if you need any cushions, or if you find yourself a little bit uncomfortable, then just see if you can adjust into comfort. And then when you feel ready, just close down your eyes. I invite you to close down your eyes. One of the reasons that we do this is just to close down that visual sense and just to stop there being quite so much for us sensorily to process. So just with your eyes closed, just revisit your comfort. And know that during the process of the mindfulness practice, you can adjust and you can open your eyes and then reclose them again. So just settling into that comfort, absolutely nothing to do. And you can almost seek comfort and compassion in that non-doing. So just meet yourself there. And just consciously just listen to any sounds that are making themselves known, either in the room or in the house around you, maybe way off in the distance, maybe with the silence and your eyes closed, you're tuning in to sounds in the distance as they come into focus and then move out of focus. And then just within the room, those manifestations of sound, or with the sight withdrawn and your eyes closed, you might even just hear a slight change in the pitch, in the vibration, what we do call the atmosphere. So I just invite you to approach your body in this moment, and you can do this with your hands just by consciously being aware of where your hands are in relation to your body. So I like to have the palms of my hands on my thighs. You might like to cradle your abdomen or your navel, or just have your hands gently rest at the side of the body. So what we're going to do as we approach the body from the hands, we're just going to name some parts of the body, and as we name these parts, we're just going to see how these parts of the body feel. So that sometimes some parts might feel comfortable, but you'll also no doubt notice a tentative feeling towards some parts of the body. And in this moment, just try not to understand or attach any particular narrative. Instead, because it's the 14th of February, let's send some compassion to that part of the body. So we'll start with our hands. Just start with how the fingers are feeling in this moment. So there might be tingly, or there might be one that you notice more than the others. Stretching out into the palms of both the hands. Just take notice of any sensations. Are they warm? Are they cold? How are they feeling at this precise moment? And then just come up through your wrists to your elbows, and then from the elbows to the shoulders. Just looking and seeing how both the arms feel from the wrists to the shoulders, with that natural bend at the elbow. And just take this moment just to inquire at the elbow, the soft inside of the elbow, and then the back, the harder skin. Just placing all your attention in that area. Just a part of the body that we use, and just offer some compassion. It doesn't have to be a word, could be a smile, or just the gift of relaxation, of just gentle awareness and softening. And then just coming back up to the shoulders. Just being aware of perhaps the tension in the shoulders. And you can just, if it feels right, just inquire if they are tense, or perhaps they feel, with just the intention of the attention that you've given them, that they can just melt into the surface of your clothes and just relax. Just use that relaxation and resting, perhaps through the shoulder and the armpit, as the act of self-compassion and gratitude. Or perhaps they're struggling. Whichever it is, just be mindful of that feeling, and then just move to the back of the neck. You might naturally just, when your attention is brought to the back of the neck, you might naturally just put your chin in a little bit, but just, how does it feel? Carries the whole weight of the whole head. And it gets pretty tired. Just natural wear and tear of everyday life. So again, just offer the feeling or words of self-compassion for the neck, the back of the neck, and just coming up to the back of the head, and then the very top of the head, and just from this spot at the top of the head, just surveying the whole body. And just noticing any parts of the body that are calling out, or any parts of the body that are silent. Or is there any part of the body that your mind, your thinking mind, is drawing you to? And if that's happening and you're getting distracted, just come back to the top of the head. And then down through the temples, just seeing how they feel. Just if there's any tension there, you can use a sigh perhaps, or a sound, just to let go of some tension. just a sound, or maybe very often rolling of lips like a horse. We often do that when we've got a problem. Oh, we need to let off some steam, need to let something go and just relax. We automatically just like, so just let that tension from the temples go and just feel the rest of the face relaxing. The eyes and the cheeks and the nose and the jaw, the whole head completely, just letting go of any tension if you're able. And then we're just going to go down to the base of the throat, into that soft little nodule, that little concave at the bottom of the throat. Just seeing how it feels in this minute. Then just coming down into the chest. Just coming down into that space where we imagine our heart is. That space that we refer to as the heart space. And it's very protected in there. So just feel how that feels. And you might notice its rhythm. So on an upbeat, it beats faster, and then there's a natural, slower beat. And then the left rib cage and the right rib cage, the whole rib cage from front to back, just offering an armor of protection. Just coming down to the navel. Just feeling how the abdomen feels. Just feeling that navel rising and that navel falling. Just feeling how that feels. Doesn't have to be a big ebb and flow, a rise and fall. Can just be very subtle. And then just flowing down into the pelvis. Just what we refer to as that pelvic bowl. Just that holds all our eliminatory system. And then just coming down into the legs, into the thighs. How do they feel? And then coming down into the knees and the soft air supporting the back of the knees. are they feeling? Just offering some words of self-compassion and or gratitude for the knees, because they can get quite achy and painful. So just thank them for the way that they do support us. And then coming down to the calves and the ankles, top of the feet, flowing down into the toes, just feeling how the toes feel, the big toes and the second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and the little toes. And then just feeling into the bottom of the feet. So just feeling how the bottom of the feet feel. Do they feel warm? Maybe a bit cool? Just feel them supported by the floor or the slippers or socks underneath them. And then just feel how they in turn take the weight of the whole body, even if you're sat down. And just spend these last few minutes just relaxing, just imagining the way that you've surveyed the whole body from the top of the head, and you're now at the feet, the whole sensation of just relaxing and grounding down. Just offering some last words of gratitude or self-compassion. You might think, okay, in this final minute or so, you can still rest. And then when you've done that, just become aware of the sounds or sensations that are happening around the body. So any sounds in the room or distant sounds. I can hear a bus, which I haven't been aware of the traffic the whole time. So just become aware of any noises that have been happening this whole time. And then just become aware of your whole body, just resting in amongst the sound, and just find yourself really coming back to the body. And then going to the sound, and then back to the body, finding yourself. And then just from your feet, bringing some movement back into your toes. And then some movement into your feet. Just becoming aware of your knees and your whole pelvis and hips. Just being aware of where they are. And then just bringing some movement into the fingers, just totally re-inhabiting the body, and just thinking that the practice is now ending, and just bringing your eyes to a gentle open with that downward gaze that we often talk of, because we've had our eyes closed for quite a while. So just become familiar with the colours around you. You don't have to move, you can just gently open your eyes and then look at your hands and move and see that your body's in the same position. And if there's a window that you've been hearing the noises, or if you've been hearing a noise in the room, just becoming aware of that.